What about this? What about that?
What about that? What about that? What about that? What about that? What about this? What about this? What about this? What about this?
What about that? What about that? About that? What about this? What about this?
What about that? 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 What about this? What about this? What about this? What about this?
What about that? About that? About that? What about this? About this?
What about that? What about that? What about that? What about that? What about this? What about this? What about this? What about this?
What about that? About that? About that? About that? What about this? What about this?
What about that? What about that? What about that? What about that? What about this? What about this? What about this?
What about this?
What about that? What about that? What about that?
About
What
that?
about that?
About
What
that?
about
About that? About that? There we go. Little technical difficulties going on tonight, man. All kinds of shit was happening tonight with my OBS and everything else. But peace, spoke, and welcome back to another edition of the Proper Thought series right here on the old T.P.O.T YouTube page. I'm your host, X, of course, but you knew that already. That's why y'all black asses are here. Now, tonight, we're going to be doing something a little different because I've been spending a little time watching, some of these court shows, and, I see a lot of stuff, man. And as y'all can see scrolling across the screen, it says, what about law being justice or fairness? And what you're going to see tonight is Judge Gardner. And I believe he's a county judge in Clayton County, Georgia. And I've been watching quite a bit of this stuff, and listening to it too, because you can't always watch. Sometimes you just listen to it, like in your earphones. But I've been listening to a lot of this stuff, man. And, some of these laws down in Georgia, man, are just unfreaking believable. But it's not just about the laws and the judge or the justice. because some of these people you see come through here, because there's a myriad of crimes. I mean, there's some minor stuff, there's some major stuff, and some of the stuff we may just skip through. But I want y'all to take a look at some of this stuff, and I want you to decide if some of this stuff that you see going on here is fair. And also, I want you to ask the question of yourselves, does this person deserve fairness based on what is before them? But I have to lay this disclaimer down because I think it's only right. Everybody you see tonight is simply accused, and the charges you hear are alleged charges of everything that they possibly have done. Everyone you see here tonight is guilty until proven innocent, and that guilt, the burden is on the Clayton County prosecutors, not on the people that you see tonight. They are all presumed innocent until proven guilty, because tonight you're going to see, I think most of these things are like first appearances, arraignments, etc. It's there for what's good, brother DeMac the truck. I see you up there, brother. These are arraignments, so these are these people's first appearances, and some of this stuff is going to concern you, and some of this stuff is gonna make you laugh. Cause y'all know it's always some funny stuff, in the mix. And if we have time, I got a bonus clip about some courtroom shenanigans that I might show y'all too, depending on how long we go and how much we get through in a particular amount of time. But y'all know, before we get started, I always start the show off telling you good folks, man, thanking you for your likes, your shares, your views, your subs, and of course, your hard-earned pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, and 50-cent pieces. Because I realize you don't have to do it, man. You don't have to show up to these goddamn streams. You don't have to watch these videos. You don't have to sub to this channel. And you definitely don't have to drop your hard-earned coins on this platform. But you good folks choose to do so. Night after night, week after week, you are here when you can be anywhere. And I want you good folk to know, man, that I don't take you lightly. I never have, and I never will. You got my word on that. I'm humbled. I'm honored. I'm appreciative. But most importantly, man, I am thankful for all you good folk. And I got quite a few shows coming this week, man, because tomorrow I got a good show coming. And I also got a good show on Saturday. So this week we actually going to do quite a few shows. This week will probably be the last shows that I'm doing for quite some time. Because, like I said, everybody who knows me know what I got going on. So these will probably be the last shows of this month, for sure. Definitely the last of this month. So probably in another 2 to 3 weeks, we will be throwing down. I actually got a really good show coming up in November, because I'm going to have my brother, the one and only Black Ram, is going to be here. I'm going to have him and the kosher clinician here at the same time. So that show is going to be unbelievable. But that probably won't be for another 2 to 3 weeks. What I'm doing between now and then, I can't even tell you. But I do have a few shows this week for y'all, so just stay tuned. Check out the thumbnail on the main page. Y'all already know what to do, right? But before we get started, y'all know I always start the show off, because we never run out of these. A segment that I think has become y'all favorite part of the show. Something here we call the old mama of the day. These old mamas. Yeah, it's time for the old mama of the day, because y'all know we never freaking run out ever, and we never will. We never will. We will never run out, y'all. We will never run out ever. But Today's old mama of the day hails from Virginia. And it says here, Virginia mom charged with murder after 4-year-old son eats large amount of THC gummies. Yeah, that's right. There's the old mama here. And it says here, a Virginia mom is facing murder charges in connection with the death of a 4-year-old son, police say. Dorothy Annette Clements, 30, was indicted Monday by Spotsylvania County grand jury for the death of her son. Clements' son died on May 8, 2022, after suffering a medical emergency 2 days before at a home in the 5400 block of Jamie Court, in the Spotsylvania Sheriff's Office said. Detectives from the Department of Child Victims Unit investigated the child's death and learned from doctors that the child's toxicity level showed a high level of tetrahydrocannabinol, or THC, the active chemical found in cannabis that produces a quote-unquote high. Detectives determined that the child had ingested a large amount of THC gummies. Doctors told investigators that the child's death could have been prevented if medical intervention occurred shortly after ingestion, the sheriff's office said. Fox News Digital reached out to the sheriff's department seeking more specifics about the amount the child ingested. Major Troy Skibo could only say that the gummies contained Delta 8 THC, which according to the FDA is one of the more than 100 cannabinoids produced naturally by the cannabis plant, but is not found in significant amounts in the cannabis plant. The FDA says the Delta 8 THC products have not been evaluated or approved by the agency for safe use in any context and should be especially kept out of the reach of children and pets. Skibo told Fox News Digital that Clement's statements to the investigators were inconsistent with the evidence at the scene. Detectives arrested Clements on Thursday. She remains in custody at the Rappahannock Regional Jail under no bond. As well, she should be. And there's the old mama here. Now, she got a bunch of THC gummies, and she done let the baby get into them and eat them and die. Now, one or two things could have happened here, right? Either she didn't know the baby had got into them, or she was just so stupid that she figured, they're just gummies, even though they got THC inside of them, it wouldn't matter. And it said that the baby could have been saved if she had called an ambulance, took the baby to the hospital, something. So basically, she just let the baby eat these THC gummies, all right, and eat enough of them to die. Not just eat enough of them, but eat enough of them to die. Because even though they had THC in them, from what this report says, it wasn't, enough or a lot to kill the baby if the baby would have eaten like maybe one or two. So obviously the baby must have ate like a whole bag. And as crazy as she's sitting up here looking right now, she probably gave them to him. Yeah, she probably gave them to him. When it comes to these children, man, I'm telling you, these women, boy, they don't care about these kids, man. They don't. Night after night, man, I come up here, man, and I talk to y'all about this, man. I mean, if you're a person that's eating gummies with THC in them, you would think you got the wherewithal to keep them away from the 4-year-old. And like I said, as foolish as she looking up here, she probably gave them to the kid. Gave him so many that he died. Ate so many of them that he died. Boy, I tell you. And notice, no mention of a father. No mention of a father. Just her and the baby just eating THC gummies. And when you hear these kind of stories, right, it's hard to believe that this is the first time that something like this has happened, right? It's hard to believe that this is the first time. This is just the first time that something went wrong, right? This is the first time something went wrong. I don't believe this is the first time. These old mamas are insane, man. They're insane. And at the end of it all, it's always the babies that end up suffering. It's crazy, man. It's just crazy. But that is our old mama of the day. Let's get her out of here. Because I want to show y'all, like I said, I want to show y'all this court case, man. These court cases, I should say. I want to show them to y'all, man, and I want to get y'all opinion on them, man. Hey, what's good, brother Big Pontiac? I see you up there, man. What's good, Lady Lucy, Lady Celine? I see y'all up there. What's good? I want to get y'all opinion on some of these things, man. I want y'all to look at these things and tell me what you think of them. Wait a damn minute. My damn screen black and shit. Hold on, y'all. I gotta reload the goddamn video. Shit just dead black. Hold on. Yeah, man, I experienced some technical difficulties tonight, man. I don't know what the hell was going on. My earphones wasn't playing. It was all kinds of shit going on. That's why I'm starting so late, because I had to do all this freaking technical nonsense to get my stuff right, man. It's acting crazy up here tonight, y'all. It was just crazy up in here tonight. Let me see if I can get it back. It's like I said, it was playing black. Just a black ass screen. Okay, here we go. Let's see if it's gonna come in.
Purpose of a preliminary hearing.
Okay. Now, what y'all are going to hear now, like I said, this is Judge Gardner from the Honorable Judge Brad Gardner from Clayton County, Georgia, right? Like I said, he's a county judge, and I guess he's arraigning these people. This is their first appearance. So y'all are going to see all kinds of stuff, all right? Y'all going to see all kinds of accusations and everything. But I say again, all the people that you see are presumed innocent until proven guilty, y'all. All right? They presumed innocent until proven guilty. All right? The burden of proof of guilt is on Clayton County, not on these people and not on us. And damn, shout out to Lady Celine with the $4.99 super chat. She said, I was rewatching the stream of that white guy, Mike, on Kendra G, who wanted black women. I think I'm more his speed. I would be nice to the guy. Well, hit him up. Hit him up. All you got to do is watch it, because I'm pretty sure, because she does the thing where she puts people's IG and all that up there, right? Hit him up. That's all. Hit him up. You know? But if he likes black women, he ain't trying to fuck with you, Lady Celine. He likes black chicks. He ain't trying to fuck with you. But I appreciate that $4.99 super chat, Lady Celine. You know, you drop cards on this platform, you get this. I appreciate you dropping your hard-earned coins on this platform. Appreciate that $4.99. Yeah, just hit him up. Hit him up on his social media. You know, he might get back at you. Who knows? You never know. And if y'all happen to get together, let me know, because I want to talk about it up here on the T.P.O.T YouTube page. I'm just saying. I will discuss it here. But like I said, we're going to go through a couple of these. We probably won't go through all of them, but we're going to go through a few of these, and y'all tell me what y'all think, all right? Fair use, Negroes, fair use.
Is to determine whether there is sufficient evidence to support the allegations against you. The standard at this stage is very low. A judge determining whether a charge goes forward at this stage only has to determine that it is possible that the crime occurred. Everyone has the ability to waive their right to a preliminary hearing.
Okay, we're going to skip past all this, y'all. We're going past all this shit here. We'll start where they getting sworn in.
Okay. All right. We're going to begin on the ladies' side with Miss Indigo Alexander. Oh, you can put your hands down, ladies. Okay, Miss Alexander, you're charged with one count of obstructing an officer. That's a misdemeanor offense. Bond is going to be set at $1,000. You're also charged with one count of criminal trespass. That's also a misdemeanor offense, and bond is going to be set at $1,500.
Okay, y'all heard that, right? She had one count of obstructing an officer. The bond was $1,000. She had another count of criminal trespass. The bond was $1,500. All right? Put a pin in that, y'all, because y'all going to hear a few more people who have that same charge, but their bonds are going to be different. We continue.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 8th at 8:30 in the morning. That hearing will most likely be by Zoom. But remember, I said earlier, if you bond out, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived and you will receive a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay.
And this freaking chick here, boy, got a voice like Teddy Pendergrass. She's like, yes. Her damn voice deeper than mine. Hey, what's good, Lady Francesca? I see you up there. Her damn voice deeper than mine. Jesus, boy. Unbelievable. But we continue.
Okay, ma'am, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back. Next, we have Miss Campbell is going to be out to bond. So next, we're going to have Aisha Colvin, Colvin. Miss Colvin, ma'am, you're charged with one count of driving a vehicle without a license on your person. This is a misdemeanor offense, and bond is going to be set at $500. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for November 8th at 8:30 in the morning. That'll be by Zoom. But if you bond out, that hearing is going to be waived. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Now, this chick here, obviously, you know, she's only there for driving without a license. So her bond was $500. So basically she can get out for like $50. $50 and she's out. So her charges are relatively minor. Hey, what's good? Hold the truth hostage. I see you up there, brother. What's good with it, man? Appreciate that $2 super chat. He says, been a while, just saying what's up in peace. Peace to you, my brother, man. I appreciate you coming through, man. You know, when you drop coins on this platform, my brother, you get this. I appreciate you dropping your hard-earned coins on this platform. Appreciate that $2 super chat, brother. Brother, hold the truth hostage. Yeah, this is in Brother DeMac. This is in Clayton County, Georgia. You know, Clayton County, Georgia. Now, what you've seen so far, Brother DeMac, is these are like the relatively light cases. He hasn't gotten to like, you know, the quote unquote good stuff yet, but we're going to get there, and you're going to see some characters that's going to make you scratch your damn head. Yeah, you're going to scratch your head when you see some of these characters. You're going to see some head scratchers. Oh, yeah. We've only just begun, my brother. We've only just begun. But we continue.
Next, we're going to have Miss Brandy Hill. Miss Hill, ma'am, you're charged with 3 misdemeanor offenses. The first is criminal trespass. Bond is going to be set at $3,000.
Now, y'all heard that, right? Remember, I told y'all in the beginning, the other chick had criminal trespass. Her bond was $1,500. He's charging her $3,000 on hers. Now, mind you, it may be because, you know, she has a more extensive criminal record. Maybe it's because it's accompanied by felonies. You know, all that stuff can come into play. But I mean, criminal trespass is like a relatively light charge. All right. I think they give people maybe 30 days on that, no matter where you are. I mean, it's not like you're going to go up the river for criminal trespass, right? Usually they'll whittle that, something like that. They whittle that down to like a fine or something. I mean, that's relatively minor. You'll probably get more time driving without a license than you will criminal trespass. Because trespass is like a traffic ticket. Because they go back and forth to court a couple times. They'll take the criminal part out and just make it a violation. And then it's definitely going to be like a $200 fine then. But we continue.
The second is sexual battery. Bond is going to also be set at $3,000.
Now, how is sexual battery? The bond is the same for the sexual battery that it is the criminal trespass. Because I would imagine those are 2 different charges. I think the sexual battery is a little more serious. As a matter of fact, let's look up sexual battery. Shall we? Let's see what it really is. I don't want to speculate. Let's see what it really is. Sexual battery. Says here, sexual battery means oral, anal, or vaginal penetration by or union with the sexual organ of another, or the anal or vaginal penetration of another by any object. However, sexual battery does not include an act done for a bona fide medical purpose, or bona fide medical purpose, that is. So, the chick here with the orange hair, I'm guessing she took something and, I don't know, maybe she stuck a stick in someone's butt. Something like that. I mean, because it's not rape, right? They're not saying rape. So, oral, anal, or vaginal penetration by or with the sexual organ of another, or the anal or vaginal penetration of another. So, I'm thinking she either stuck something in somebody's butt, or she might have stuck something in another girl's vagina. She did something like that. I don't know. She did something like that. I don't know. But why isn't the bond higher? Why is the bond the same as the criminal trespass? Because don't you think sexual battery is way more serious, right? You would think. But according to this justice system that we're looking at now, it's not. The bond is the same. But we continue. Aha! Brother DeMac said he just left Clayton County years ago. He might know one of these broads. You might see somebody you know up here, man. But we continue.
And finally, simple assault. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Kadik Brown. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Kadik Brown. So I'm assuming this is a brother. So I don't know. Maybe she, stabbed him with a pencil in his butt. I don't know. Maybe she bit his penis, something like that. She looks like the type that'll bite a penis. She looks like the type, right? She got that crazy fire orange hair, looking totally ridiculous, looking like a character off of a video game. She might have bit his penis. I don't know. But we continue.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 8th at 8:30 in the morning. That hearing will be by Zoom, but if you bond out, that hearing date will get waived and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay. You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
Stop biting penises.
Next, we have a Oria Hurst, Hurst.
Yes, sir. Araya Hurst.
Araya. I'm sorry, ma'am.
No problem.
You're charged with one count of battery with an allegation of your grandfather being a victim. Bond is going to be set at $5,000 for that offense. One count of simple battery and one count of battery. The simple battery charge, bond is going to be set at $3,000, and battery charge, bond is going to be set at $5,000. Now, there's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from Hannah Ferguson, Shannon Phillips, and James Hubbard. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 8th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer, Ms. Hurst?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Now, this old white woman here, she in there for beating up her grandfather. And her grandfather got to be old as shit because she looked like she may be 40-something. And it's crazy because you see these women that come in here, they all look like drug addicts, right? They all look like drug addicts. And do they not give women bras in jail? Because all these chicks' goddamn breasts is touching their goddamn stomachs. Do they give out bras in jail? Do they let them keep the bra that they have on when they come in? Unless none of them came in with bras in the first place. So They just got on like the jail shirt. I don't know. But we continue.
You too. And last we have a Kiara Lowe, Lowe. Miss Lowe.
You see what I'm talking about? All of these chicks, their breasts are freaking touching their stomachs. Am I the only one that's seeing this? Or is it just me? Am I blowing this out of proportion? Am I the only one that's seeing this, y'all? They must not give them bras when they go in there, cause everybody's freaking breast are touching their navel. Come on, man. Y'all see it. I'm not making this up. Yeah, brother to Mac, jail titties. Shit is crazy, man. Maybe they don't give them bras when they go in there. Or I don't know. It's hard to say. But we continue.
Oh, ma'am, you're charged with 1 count of simple battery. That's a misdemeanor offense. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. You're also charged with terroristic threats or acts. That's actually a felony offense. So bond is going to be set at $5,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a William Lowe. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You're a preliminary.
Notice these batteries and these sexual batteries. Notice the names that he says are men's names. So these broads are doing this shit to men. All right? They're doing this shit to men. It's not like they're doing it to other women. They're doing it to men. And you see these black broads, right? You know, the most violent people on earth for the most part. They all got battery charges, except for the one girl who had driving without a license. Everybody else, battery, against some dude. Probably some dude who ain't want their black ass no more, I would imagine. Because why would they call the police? You don't call the police on a woman you still want, right? If you want her, you probably don't call the police on her. Right? You want her, you don't call the police on her. They didn't want these hoes no more, so they called the police on them. And here they are, with their titties, touching their goddamn stomachs. But we continue.
Your hearing date is going to be set for November 7th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
Oh, no.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back. Okay. Now, that completes what I have for the ladies' side.
All right.
Thank you. Let's move over to the men's side with the Mr. Darren Ballard.
Hello.
Mr. Ballard, sir, you're charged with 1 count of aggravated battery. And because of your extensive criminal history, I have set a bond, but the bond amount is going to be $20,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Laquanda.
Yeah, you noticed that, right? They all qualify. How the hell does everybody qualify? Everybody? Every single person that comes in there does? Well, technically, right? That's part of your constitutional right. You do have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you. That's part of your Miranda rights, right? When they read you your rights, You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney will be provided to you. That is like a right of yours. You have a right to an attorney. Okay? So that's something that, you can't really, mock that or anything like that, because that's actually a right of every single person who finds themselves under arrest. All right? It doesn't matter if you got $1 million or you live in the woods somewhere. You get arrested, you have a right to an attorney. You have the right to a defense. So it's hard to knock that. And yeah, of course, I agree. It's getting paid for, by the county, the state, the government, whatever. But that is a right that you have. That is one of your rights. So we can't really knock that. We can't really knock it. But we continue.
Bailey, do you understand that?
Yeah, but I don't even have any. I've never been charged with anything. I don't have a criminal record at all.
Okay. You're
I don't have a criminal record at all. But listen to this here.
showing as a 4-state offender.
They got to be wrong. I've lived in Chicago. I've never been charged with a misdemeanor or a felony at all. Ever.
And that's one of the locations.
That's what I'm saying. I don't have any charges there. I've never been charged with anything in Chicago like that.
I've never been charged with anything.
Okay. Let me read it to you, sir. You got to understand that these criminal histories are matched to your fingerprints.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I don't even have any misdemeanors or felonies on my record. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand what you're talking about.
Okay, I'm going to try to explain it to you, sir, okay?
Okay.
And let's be honest here. Some people are just too stupid to be criminals. They're too stupid to be committing crimes, man. They're just too stupid to be committing crimes. Let's be honest. Now, that may be harsh, but that's the harsh reality.
Sorry, it's a big document. I got to find your place in it. Okay. So
Rap sheet too long.
this is your first arrest in Georgia.
Yes.
And let's see.
Only been in Georgia like 8 months.
Okay. All right. So I'm showing what are called, looks like you have 8 cycles, and a cycle is an interaction with law enforcement. Okay. So the first cycle is Cook County State's Attorney. It drew out of the Chicago Police Department, and it was from 1993 for theft of services and larceny.
And larceny.
The next, hold on, sir, please.
I don't know what.
Mr. Ballard, you said you don't know. I'm trying to explain, and you keep.
And do y'all see how calm the judge is with these people? He's like really, really calm. He's just really measured, and he just explained. Notice he never really changes his tone no matter what he's talking about. He never really changes his tone. And you know, when people come up, you know, in front of the judge, you know, some people are cordial, some people are polite, some people are belligerent, some people are loud, some people are, you know, indignant, you know, and some people are insane. So, you know, when you're a judge, you're dealing with all kinds of folk. All right. There's just a plethora of personalities you deal with. All right. Now, doing this obviously is different than being in a courtroom, right? Because when you're in a courtroom, there's a bunch of other lawyers there, and there's a lot of other stuff going on. So you have to have some degree of decorum when you come in there. I believe they're doing this from the jail. So, you know, you're talking to people who they got on jail uniforms. They've been eating jail food. They're around a bunch of other jail folk. So they're probably in like a jail state of mind. So you can't expect but so much from these people. You can't expect but so much from them because of the environment that they're in at the time. But regardless of anything else, one thing I've always tried to do when I found myself in front of a judge, I've always tried to carry myself with some degree of decorum. I never thought that, you know, yelling and screaming and cursing and hooping and hollering was ever going to, you know, solve anything. So whenever I was in front of a judge, I always try to carry myself, you know, in a decent, of course, in a sense, that's what you're supposed to do, right? Now people are saying, oh, it's the white man system, blah, blah, blah. But guess what? That judge could throw your black ass right in jail if he felt like it. So I've always tried to carry myself with a degree of decorum, no matter what kind of judge it was. You know, not even necessarily a judge in a criminal court for a traffic ticket or something like that. But, you know, I've been in front of civil judges. I've been in front of administrative law judges before. So, you know, you always try to carry yourself with some degree of decorum, you know, when you're in court or in front of, you know, a judge. Because a judge has power. He has a degree of power. And these people here, he's got ultimate power over their lives. All right. When you wearing an orange jumpsuit, the dude in the black robe has a lot of power over your black ass, whether you want to admit it or not. So you might want to take that in account when you're standing in front of them. Just a tip. But we continue.
Cutting me off, which tends to make me believe that you're trying to slick your way out of this. So please, you asked, I'm trying to answer. Can I do that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The next arrest, cycle 2, says you're sentenced to 6 months supervision for the theft of labor or services. There was another arrest in 1994. Cook County State's Attorney, theft of labor services, larceny, said it was direct file in court. Says they were unable to acquire.
What the hell is the theft of labor services? See, a lot of this stuff that I'm hearing, I have no idea what it is. I have no idea what a lot of these charges are. I mean, look, theft of labor services is a legal term for a crime which is committed when a person obtains valuable services as opposed to goods by deception, force, threat, or other unlawful means without lawfully compensating the provider for these services. Oh, so what? He was what? Stealing utilities, stealing cable, like maybe he was stealing cable, y'all. Maybe he was stealing cable or stealing water or lights or something like that. He seemed like a type of guy who would steal cable. Yeah, he looked like he'd steal cable. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
A disposition on that. The next one is 1994, cycle 3, again, theft of labor services, larceny.
And he's got a few of those. He just keeps doing it. It's not like he did it once and said, okay, I'm not going to steal no more cable. He just kept doing it. I hope he was getting paid for the shit. I hope he was getting paid for it.
Out of Cook County Circuit Court, that's what it says. Cycle 4, Oak Lawn Police Department. It says there's a traffic offense, driving on a suspended or revoked license, improper turn at an intersection. Position or cycle 4, let's see. Says those were direct filed with court. Position or cycle 5, out of Chicago Police Department, criminal trespass to land, trespassing. Says direct.
Now remember, this dude said a little while ago he didn't have anything on his record. The judge has been reading his damn record for like the past 5 minutes, but he said he doesn't have any charges on his record whatsoever now. He did say that, right? He did say he had no charges on his record whatsoever. But we continue.
Filed with the court. Cycle 5, Cook County Circuit Court, trespassing the land. The disposition on that was not guilty. Cycle 6, Chicago Police Department, criminal trespass to land. That's from 2008. Direct file with court, says a misdemeanor. And it's not showing a disposition. Cycle 7 is Calumet Park Police Department. Domestic battery, physical contact, domestic violence, yes. Assault. Says direct file to court. I don't know what this means. Stricken off with leave to reinstate. It looks like they may have had a deferred disposition on that. And cycle 8, Chicago Police Department. That's out of 2011. Ordinance says a local ordinance violation. So that's what it's showing.
Now he don't know what to do. He's just standing up here feeling stupid now.
And you were born in Illinois?
Yes.
Your birth date is 1/28/72?
Yes.
It's lining up.
Wait a damn minute. 1972. Okay. Well, I guess he look about 50, I guess. He's had a hard life. We continue.
What I was saying is all those charges was just dropped. I don't know. I don't even remember those charges at all. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I'm not saying you're lying or anything. I just don't. I've never been to jail. I've never been even to court that many times or arrested that many times. That's why I'm not understanding.
Well, the aggravated battery charge, it's a charge that I can just deny bond on it.
I understand.
And I'm trying to weigh both sides. You're innocent until proven guilty, but the allegation is that you punched Miss Bailey in the eye and her eye swelled up so bad she couldn't see, which fits into aggravated battery.
I understand, sir. I never touched her. Okay, I understand.
Do you want me to? Well, let me tell you this. Because this is a felony offense, your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 7th at 8:30 in the morning, and that'll be by Zoom. I'm going to keep the bond at $20,000.
$20,000. Now, of course, it's a bond, so he only got to pay $2,000. But $20,000, I don't know if that's necessarily just or fair. This is the highest bond thus far, and I think your bond or your bail is supposedly, allegedly, it's to determine whether or not you're going to come. It's to ensure you come back to court. What I think often happens in these situations, though, I'm not necessarily saying with this particular judge, but what often happens is when they put a bond on people, it's almost like they put a bond on them to make sure they stay in jail. And that is not the true purpose of bond or bail. Bond or bail is to ensure that you return to court. It's not designed to keep you in jail. Now, mind you, if you get accused of a serious enough crime and there's enough evidence, where they can hold you and they put a high bond on you, I mean, I guess it's justified based on whatever the crime is. They think you're a flight risk, or, you've ran from the police before, or you've had multiple warrants and they've had to come pick you up. That's one thing. But I think that if you don't have that on your record and you have like a minor crime, like the girl who was just up here with driving without a license, they should have just let her out. Like, I mean, compared to some of the other stuff that I've heard up here, they should have just let her the hell out. Now, I'm not one to say that, people should just be let out because, it seems like here lately, every time somebody get caught doing something serious, they were let out from something else that they were doing serious, or they were on parole or some old foolishness like that. So I don't, I don't sign off on the whole, everybody should be let out nonsense, because that's just ridiculous. All right. But I do believe that if your crime is petty enough, if the accusations are small and it's something that you may do 30 days on, I don't think your damn bail should be $30,000 for because you got caught trespassing, or you broke a window, or driving without a license. I mean, victimless crimes. I got an issue with victimless crimes. If you haven't stole anything from someone or hurt someone or did something to someone, I don't think you should be treated like someone that has. When you talk about crimes that have a victim, you've hurt somebody, you've done something to somebody, you've broken into their house, you shot at them, that kind of stuff, that's different. But, I mean, criminal trespassing, who the hell did you hurt by trespassing? Who did you hurt by being somewhere that you possibly legally wasn't supposed to be? I mean, that kind of stuff is just weird to me. But we continue.
Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
How much do you earn per month?
I was supposed to start my job today. I was unemployed.
Okay. I'm going to find that you do qualify, and I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Okay?
Yes.
Now, and I don't know if you realize, but your argument changed from I don't know about any of that stuff to, well, I was never convicted of any of that stuff.
The judge is right. He said, I have no idea about any of this stuff. And then it went from that to, oh, well, I was never convicted. So the judge is right on this one.
No, I don't want you to feel like I'm disagreeing with you. That's all. It's like that's the only reason I changed. I don't want to argue about this. It's just I understand what you're saying. I understand.
Okay. Well, you're free to go back, Mr. Ballard. We have Miss Tolles. Can we bring up Mr. Mendoza?
Yes, Your Honor. Right up there.
How are you doing today, Miss Tolles?
All right, we're going to zoom past this one because this one is pretty simple. It's some Spanish guy, you know, he doesn't speak English and he's up there way too goddamn long. And what he's charged with, his ass is never getting out ever. Let me see. Let me get to, let me see. This brother
Being
here.
a firearm, this is a felony offense. I'm going to set the bond at $10,000 for this.
Now, this dude here, I say again. Okay, let's go back a little bit because I'm trying to think if this was his only charge.
Two. Okay, let's go back to Mr. Barnes. Mr. Barnes, sir, you're charged with one count of theft by receiving stolen property, being a firearm. This is a felony offense. I'm going to set the bond at $10,000 for this. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for November 7th at 8:30 in the morning.
Now, receiving a stolen firearm, the bond is $10,000. Now, the brother who was just on, he had like criminal trespass and I think battery. His was $20,000. Do you think that that is fairness or justice? Is it both? Is it neither? Y'all know. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? We continue.
Be by Zoom. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to find that you qualify, Mr. Barnes. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Gary Brown. Mr. Brown, sir, you're charged with one count of driving under the influence. Bond is going to be set at $5,000 for that. You're charged with one count of misdemeanor possession of marijuana. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. One count of an open container violation. Bond is going to be set at $500. One count of failure to exercise due care. Bond is going to be set at $500. One count of improper lane change. Bond is going to be set at $500. And one count of obstructing an intersection. Bond is going to be set at $500. These are all.
Now, unsafe lane change, failure to take care, illegal turn, $500 a piece, bond. Now, mind you, that's what, $50. But still, for those are traffic infractions. Unsafe lane change, unsafe turn, blocking an intersection. Those are traffic violations, man. Why is there a bond on those at all? Why is there a bond on those at all? Because I know down here, right? Now, maybe people disagree with this, and I think I disagree with it to a degree. The sheriff has put down an order that his cops can't even pull you over for just a broken tail light, a broken headlight, something like that. That can't be the only reason why they pull you over. It's something they passed, I guess, like a week or two ago here in North Carolina, where the sheriffs will not pull you over because you have a tail light out, or because you have a headlight out, or you got a cracked window, or whatever the case may be. That cannot be the only reason. That cannot be the primary reason for them to pull you over. Now, of course, if they pull you over for something else, I'm pretty sure they can cite you for the broken tail light or the broken headlight or the cracked window, whatever. But they can't walk up on you and say, well, you know why I pulled you over? Because you got a tail light out. Nah, that shit don't fly no more here in this particular county. It just doesn't. It's like a thing. It's been on TV like for weeks where the cops are not going to pull you over because you got a tail light out. Now, those are vehicle violations. And I see on some of these court hearings, some of these arraignments where, they're slamming people with this stuff, putting bond on quote unquote traffic violations. Now, I don't know if y'all think that is fairness or justice or both or neither. I'll let y'all decide, but we continue.
All misdemeanor offenses. So your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 8th at 8:30 in the morning. That hearing will be by Zoom. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer, Mr. Brown?
Yes, sir. And some of the charges that I was charged with, it's like once I get a lawyer, I can beat them charges.
Well, I can't foresee the future, but these are things that can be negotiated. Okay, I'm going to find that you do qualify, Mr. Brown. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any other questions of me?
No, sir. Once I pay the bond today, I'll be released today.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, you're free to go back.
All right. Thank you.
And I'm sorry, I'm gonna misspell this or mispronounce his name, so I'm just gonna spell it. Last name is Farquharson. First name is Earlton. How do you pronounce your last name, sir?
Oh, this old fella, he didn't.
Farquharson. Okay. Mr. Farquharson, sir, you're charged with 1 count of criminal.
Okay. I want to show y'all something. We're going to zoom past some of this stuff. And get past this guy, too. Let's see.
Sir, you're charged with 1 count of aggravated assault. That's a felony offense. I'm going to set the bond at $15,000 for that. You're charged with 1 count of affray. That's a misdemeanor offense. Bond is going to be set at $1,000. You're charged with 1 count of disorderly conduct, which is a misdemeanor offense. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. And you're charged with possession of a firearm or a weapon during the commission of a crime. That's a felony offense. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond.
Now, this dude has aggravated assault, right? Now, let's see. Aggravated assault, right? Aggravated assault. We're going to say aggravated assault in Georgia, right? aggravated assault in Georgia. Says here, aggravated assault in Georgia. A person commits the offense of simple assault when he or she is either 1, attempts to commit a violent injury to another, or 2, commits an act which places another in reasonable apprehension of immediate receiving a violent injury. A person commits the offense of aggravated assault when he or she assaults with intent to murder, rape, or rob with a deadly weapon or with any object, device, or instrument which, when used offensively against a person, is likely to actually does which is likely or actually does result in serious bodily injury, with any object, device, or instrument which, when used offensively against a person, is likely to or actually does result in strangulation, or a person or persons without legal justification by discharging a firearm from within a motor vehicle toward a person or persons. And that's in the state of Georgia. He says, if you're found guilty of aggravated assault, it is a felony. Let me see. It says here, aggravated assault during the commission of theft or commercial vehicle transporting cargo will have a penalty of incarceration for no less than 5, no more than 20 years, or a fine between $50,000 and $200,000, or both. Okay, so anywhere between 5 and 20 years, right? Now, the older fella, he was there for aggravated battery, right? Aggravated battery. Same state, same judge, right? So let's see. Aggravated battery in Georgia. A person commits the offense of aggravated battery when he or she maliciously causes bodily harm to another by depriving him or her or a member of his or her body, by rendering a member of his or her body useless, or by seriously disfiguring his or her body or a member thereof. So, says here, a person knowingly commits the offense of aggravated battery upon a public safety officer while in public safety. Oh, no, that's not what we want to read. Here we go. A person commits the offense of aggravated battery when he or she maliciously causes bodily harm to another by depriving him or her of a member of his or her body, by rendering a member of his or her body useless, or by seriously disfiguring his or her body or a member thereof. Says here, aggravated battery. If a person is convicted of the offense of aggravated battery, they shall be punished by imprisonment for not less than 1 nor more than 20 years. So you can get up to 20 years. It's between 1 and 20 years for aggravated battery, 5 to 20 years for this brother's crime here, aggravated assault. But let's go back to the bald head guy. Let's go back there. Let's go back to the bald head dude. We're going to go back to him.
Been even to court that many times, go arrested that many times. That's why I'm not understanding.
Your birth date is 1/28 part, man. It's not showing a disposition. Man. criminal trespass to land, trespassing. He believed that you're trying to slick your way out of this.
Here we go. Let's go back because he was at the beginning.
Wrong. I've lived in Chicago.
7. Sir, you're charged with 1 count of aggravated battery. And because of your extensive criminal history, I have set a bond, but the bond amount is going to be $20,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from.
Now, y'all heard that. His bond was $20,000. Now, mind you, he does have some charges on his record in another state, but they were all misdemeanors, and some of them, I don't even think he did time on any of them. I think he did time on maybe one, but they were all misdemeanors. But his bond is $20,000 for the aggravated battery, which is a lesser crime, right? Than the quote unquote aggravated assault, because you can do more time with the aggravated assault as opposed to the aggravated battery, even though they are pretty similar. The text, they're similar. But let's zoom back up to the brother. Let's get back to him, right?
I get a pen so I write that down what he said.
Okay. Mr. Jackson, Tremarcus Jackson.
Tremarcus.
Mr. Jackson.
Tremarcus. Tremarcus. How many of you want to guess that this is the product of a baby mama? Because only baby mamas name their fucking kids Tremarcus, Trequavius, Darylquavius, and all this sort kind of foolishness. Tremarcus. They always got to put a Tra or a La or a Quavius or an Arius or... What is all that for? What is it for? But we continue.
Jackson, sir, you're charged. I'm doing well. Sir, you're charged with 1 count of aggravated assault. That's a felony offense. I'm going to set the bond at $15,000 for that. You're charged with 1 count of affray. That's a misdemeanor offense. Bond is going to be set at $1,000. You're charged with 1 count of disorderly conduct, which is a misdemeanor offense. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. Now you're charged with possession of a firearm or a weapon during the commission of a crime. That's a felony offense. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond.
Now this dude, his bonds altogether is what? $22,000, and he has possession of a weapon. He has aggravated assault. He has something called causing a fray and some other charge. He's got $22,000 worth of bond. The older fella had the one charge, $20,000. Now, is that fairness? Is that justice? Is it both? Or is it neither? We continue.
To stay away from a DeAnthony Beasley. Do you understand that, sir? Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 7th at 8:30 in the morning. That'll be by Zoom, but that date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Of course he does. Well, let's get past this. And this dude right here, this dude right here look like Dave Chappelle.
I'm doing well.
This dude look like Dave Chappelle.
2 misdemeanor offenses.
Tell me this dude don't look like Dave Chappelle. This dude looks like Dave Chappelle. He looks like Dave Chappelle. Oh, shit.
First is driving on a suspended license, and the bond is going to be set at $1,500 for that. The second charge is knowingly driving a motor vehicle with a suspended or canceled registration. Bond is also going to be set at $1,500. Because these are hold on, sir. Okay. Because these are misdemeanors, you're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for November 8th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you receive a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Now, I interrupted you. What did you want to tell me?
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to interrupt. I had played the bond last night, and but they say that showing up. The bond comes, so they waiting on play counting. They're not showing. It's not showing up and saying I paid it. But
well, it printed out on my bond sheet as automatically set, so it should have been in the system for you to be able to bond out.
Yeah, it ain't. I paid it. She's still sitting in the jail, and she paid it last night, and it still ain't in the system.
So sometimes, and I don't know when the bond was paid, and I don't know the mechanics of how all of that stuff happened, but sometimes because of the volume, people with automatic bonds, or we call them bonds that are set by schedule, they miss the cutoff date for them to go to what we call go to bonding, meaning your file, instead it comes to first appearance, it goes over to bonding. And so if that happens, if it comes to first appearance, you'll come before me. What's probably going to happen is when you go back, you're going to get a knock on the door pretty soon saying your bond has been set, and pack your stuff so you can go.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
All right, you're free to go back, sir. Mr. Panoski. Mr. Panoski, sir, you're charged with one count of family violence battery. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. This is a misdemeanor offense. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond.
How the hell is his last name Panoski? What, he's Polish? Is he Polish? But I want to zoom past this. I want to get to... Okay, let's get past him. He's born too. Let's get to this guy. This last guy here.
Mr. Wells Grant. I had to think long and hard about this, because normally I would deny bond on these charges. But it looks like this is the second time that you've been arrested, and the other time is for a misdemeanor. But these are serious felony offenses. So for the aggravated assault by strangulation, I'm going to set bond at $10,000. For family violence battery, I'm going to set bond at $5,000.
Okay. Aggravated assault by strangulation. All right. So basically, he's accused of strangling somebody. $10,000. Now you heard what he said. This is only this guy's second arrest. So maybe he's taking that into account. In fact, I think he is taking that into account. Now, is this fairness? Is this justice? Is it both? Or is it neither? We continue.
For criminal trespass, damage to property, I'm going to set the bond at $5,000. And for aggravated assault by strangulation, I'm going to set the bond at $10,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond, a stay away from a Shantika Craig and a Leah Grant. Do you understand that? Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for November 7th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Sir.
I'm going to find that you qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
I need them numbers right quick.
I'm sorry. It's going in and out.
I need you to repeat them numbers right quick for me so I can write them down.
Yes, sir. For the 2 aggravated assault by strangulation counts, it's going to be $10,000 each. For the battery and criminal trespass damage to property, it's going to be $5,000 each. Okay. All right, so you're free to go back.
Sir.
Okay.
Now this guy, 4 serious charges. His total bond is $30,000. He's got 2 separate counts of strangulation. So he probably strangled 2 people, I'm assuming, right? I'm assuming he strangled 2 different people if he's got 2 different counts, right? He's also got 2 different counts of aggravated family violence. So I'm assuming he did something to 2 other people in the family. But his bond was $30,000. Now remember, we go back to the old 50-year-old fella. He had the 1 count of aggravated battery, $20,000 for all of it. So think about that. Is this fairness? Is this justice? Is it both? Yeah, it is, Brother Taylor. It's Clayton County, Georgia. And from what I'm seeing, boy, Clayton County's a bitch, my brother. Don't fuck around out there. Have your shit together when you out there. But I ask tonight, what did y'all see? Did y'all see fairness? Did y'all see justice? Did y'all see both? Did y'all see neither? Did you see both? Did you see neither? What? Because that's what this is about tonight, right? Justice. Fairness. Law. Because is law about justice? Is it about fairness? Is justice and fairness the same thing? Can the law be just and not be fair? Can the law be fair and not be just? What do y'all think? And those of you who just got in, you might want to rewind so you can see what we talked about tonight. Because y'all know it was some funny stuff too. It wasn't all serious. Especially the beginning with the lady inmates. But that wraps this up. But I want to show y'all something else before I go, because this ain't going to be a long one. I didn't want to make this a long one tonight. But I do want to show y'all this before we get out of here. Let me see, where is it? I do want to show you good folk this, because I'm getting the hell up out of here. But I do want to show y'all. Damn it, I gotta find it now, y'all. see. Let me see. Let me see. God damn it. Where is it? Oh, here it is. I think y'all are going to get a kick out of this. Because I'm going to show y'all this and I'm going to get out of here. Show y'all this. Now, remember before, a while back, maybe a month or two back, I talked to y'all about justice and vengeance, right? I spoke to y'all about justice and vengeance. And we know that those two things are not the same most of the time. Justice is a little more permanent. Vengeance is somewhat temporary, right? Depending on what you seek in justice and vengeance for. Now, what I'm about to show y'all is this is I believe it's an arraignment or first appearance of a brother who's allegedly accused of killing someone. And he goes up there and it starts off, everything goes smooth. He's conversating with the judge and all that kind of stuff. But the people out in the gallery, I believe, are family members of the person he allegedly killed. Because remember, everyone you see here tonight is presumed innocent until proven guilty. All right? Allegedly, he murdered these people's family member that are in the gallery. And y'all are going to see how this goes. And I'm just going to let it play through. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let it play through. And I'll maybe talk about it on the other side for a few minutes, but that's it. All right? So here we go. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
All right, hallway.
Hallway.
No, I will say good afternoon. It just turned noon, so good afternoon. Erin Kennedy Streitzman. I'm standing in for Rob Eggert on behalf of Paul Wade. This is a little bit different. Mr. Eggert is retained on...
Quiet in courtroom.
Mr. Eggert is retained on the 2 revocation.
Okay, hold on. Ma'am, you're gonna have to leave the courtroom. I believe you.
We all family.
Okay, y'all got to not talk. Okay. No talking in the courtroom. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, I know I said I wasn't going to say anything, but don't y'all think it's rather odd that grown-ass people have to be shushed and told to be quiet like a bunch of 8-year-olds? Don't y'all find that odd? Especially when you sitting in a courtroom. You have to literally be told to not talk. Now all those people, because you see the deputy, he stepped over the thing and was like, look, one more outburst, you're going to get the hell out of here. And soon as the judge was like, y'all got to be quiet, it's like everybody started talking then. It's like these people are like children. They're like big grown ass children. The simplest of instructions just elude them. These people have no self-control, man. They have no self-control. They don't know what it is to just shut your ass up. Yakety, yakety, yak, yak, yak. They will not shut up. have no self-control whatsoever. And then we wonder why shit is the way it is. We wonder why these children grow up to do the shit they do. We wonder why these children have no self-control. They have no mental discipline, no emotional discipline, nothing. How can they? Look who the hell they getting raised and reared by. A bunch of grown-ass people that have to be told, be quiet, like they're a bunch of 4-year-olds. And you actually think that this embarrasses these people? To have to be told. I would be ashamed of myself as a 50-something-year-old man that a judge has to tell me to be quiet. Or a sheriff's deputy has to come over to me and say, be quiet. But you think it shames these people? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
He does have a new charge. Mr. Egger has not been retained yet. I'm standing in for the limited purpose to ask on his behalf for this to go to November 1st for Mr. Egger to possibly be retained.
So hold on, I've got someone who doesn't have a lawyer.
Yes.
Are you going to hire a lawyer?
I don't know. I gotta see my financial situation. But I'm trying to
I just
hire.
don't want to just keep you hanging out in jail without a lawyer.
You can give me a PD, a manual.
What?
I said you can give me a PD.
Well, do you qualify?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you
I don't
mean?
got a job.
Then how are you going to hire a lawyer?
That's what I said. I don't know right now. I gotta see how my financial situation work out. The seriousness of the crime, I don't know if I got enough money for it.
And the 2 revocation cases, Mr. Eggert had those previously.
You did have Mr. Eggert previously?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want an opportunity to hire Mr. Eggert?
Yes, ma'am.
You do?
Yes, ma'am.
You think it's realistic that will happen?
Yes, ma'am.
Then I will give you to November 1st.
Okay.
And I will tell you, sir, I just can't just hold it, just hold it, okay? So if it's not here by November 1st, we're gonna talk again about the public defender.
Okay.
All right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll do it before you're in circuit.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have nothing
Now y'all see people jumping on the judge's bench, running through the back office, trying to chase the guy. Y'all see this, right? These Negroes are like animals. They are like animals. I don't want to be anywhere around people like this. I don't want these people at my house. I don't want these people at my business. I don't want people like this in my freaking life. You hear me? People who conduct themselves like this, you don't want these people around you. You don't. You do not want these kind of people around you. Because number one, they're either going to get you killed or make it so you have to kill someone else. These people are uncivilized. Now, I know people will say, oh, well, you know, they mad about their family member. I don't give a shit. That does not justify what I just saw. I don't care. You see this? I'll play it without the sound. You ain't even got to hear the sound. I'll mute the sound. Now just watch this. Wait for it. Look, this dude is on top of the judge's bench. He is on top of the judge's bench. Now, I don't know if he was up there to get away from the action or he needed a better view or what. And the judge, she ain't even scared. She just sitting there. She's like, maybe if I just sit still, these crazy Negroes will just ignore me. Now, y'all heard that, right? Y'all heard that, right? Let me play that again. Let's play that part again. She said, this is what we're supposed to do. Yeah, you heard it. She said, this is what we're supposed to do. Act like a bunch of goddamn fools. Like I said, I'm glad I don't have people like this around me. Because they will either get you killed or make it so you have to kill somebody. And let's zoom ahead, because you know this was the end result, right? The end result was this.
More keys. You better find more keys over there. I think you dropped them in the house.
It just kind of got,
And that's the end result. A bunch of these foolish Negroes leaving up out of there in handcuffs, because they're going to run through the back door of the courtroom trying to chase the accused. Now, I've seen this stuff before, right? Where someone's family member has been killed or murdered, and, you know, they jump over the desk and try to kill them and all this kind of stuff. And I mean, I get it. I understand. You hurt, you mad. But by the time a person gets to the courtroom, whatever you were going to do to this person, that ship has sailed. All right? That ship has sailed. Because whatever you wanted to do to them, you were supposed to have done it before they got there. Once they've gotten to the courtroom, you might as well just go ahead and forget about anything you're going to do, because this is what's going to happen to you. If the person's in that courtroom, I don't care if they killed 5 of your family members. They're not just going to let you run up there and attack this dude. You may get 1 or 2 hits off before they hit your ass with 30,000 volts. And guess what? Now you in handcuffs. And depending on what type of judge is there, they're going to hit you with contempt of court. They probably won't hit you with assault, especially if this dude is accused of murder or convicted of murder, because they kind of work it like that, right? They probably won't charge you with assault, but depending on what kind of judge it is and what jurisdiction you're in, they might hit you with contempt of court. So you might end up spending a week in jail, 2 weeks in jail, 3 weeks in jail. And meanwhile, you weren't able to do what you wanted to do. Because chances are you probably won't never get to the dude anyway. As soon as you go to run up there, they're going to collar your ass up. And if you happen to jump from the gallery and dive towards the dude, it's only going to be a matter of seconds before they're all over you. And like I said, if you scuffle too much and don't calm down, they'll probably hit your ass with 30,000. So I say again, by the time you have this person who has done this thing, whatever this thing is, by the time they have gotten to a courtroom, whatever you planned on doing, it is now too late. And I know it's hard, but you're going to have to let it go. Because whatever you didn't do to them while they were out, you're not going to be able to do to them in the courtroom. No matter how upset you are, no matter how hurt you are, you're not going to be able to do anything to this person. You're not going to kill them in that courtroom. You're not going to beat them to a bloody pulp in that courtroom. It's not going to happen. I've yet to see it happen. I've seen many, many cases where people dive out the gallery and jump on the guy and rush the guy, and all what ends up happening is their asses end up getting tased. They may get 1 or 2 blows in, but eventually, and they end up leaving in handcuffs too. And I get it. This person done been convicted of killing your mother, your brother, your sister, your wife, your whoever. I get it. But I will say again, whatever you were going to do to this person, if you haven't done it by the time they got to that courtroom, it is too late. It's too late. They're already in cuffs. They're already in custody. And guess what? Believe it or not, the onus is on the court, the bailiffs, the sheriff's deputies to protect this guy from you. Even if he's murdered your mom, even if he's murdered your daughter, even if he's murdered your father, murdered your son, murdered your brother, your sister, guess what? They are going to protect him from you. Like I said, I have yet to see anybody be able to do too much of anything to anyone in a courtroom. They rush out of the gallery. They may get 1 or 2 hits off, maximum. Most of the time, they never make it to the guy. They never make it to him. Most of the time, I say 90% of the time, they don't even get close to the guy. They end up getting into an altercation with the sheriff's deputies and end up on the floor, 30,000 to the leg. That's what ends up happening. And I know it must be hard for people, because I know it would be hard for me, sitting in a courtroom with somebody that killed somebody in my family. That would be hard. But rushing out of the gallery, trying to dive on the guy, is not going to solve anything. It's not. It's not going to solve anything. And it's not going to bring the person back. It's not. This person's going to jail for life, 50 years, whatever, electric chair, lethal injection. That's it. You might just have to suck it the hell up. And I know it's hard for us black folks to suck things up. I get it. We're so excitable, you know, our emotions take over. But what does it solve? It doesn't solve anything. Because guess what? At the end of all of this, he going back to the jail. 3 hots in a cot. Place to sleep. Food to eat. That's how he going to spend the rest of his days. And you'll never get a chance to get at him again. Unless you happen to go to goddamn prison again yourself and meet up in there with him. I mean, there's nothing you're going to be able to do to this guy. I'm telling you. Like I said, even if he killed your kid or killed your parent or your brother, whatever, and I know that shit probably hurt. Because I know I've had people in my family have been murdered, killed. All right? We went through that shit like 3-4 years ago. Somebody in my wife's family was murdered. And I was at the courthouse for some of the proceedings. Listening to the case. Because it was a whole trial. But I never thought to myself to rush up and dive over the gallery and try to do something to this guy. Because I know, what the hell were they going to let me do to him? Oh, like they were just going to let me beat him to death in the courtroom? Full of sheriff's deputies? No. Might have got 1 or 2 hits off before 30,000 votes. Because like I said, that is usually the end result of it. Hold your peace. Wait for the conviction. Give your impact statement. That's the best way to handle that, man. Because you going to jail for trying to attack somebody who's already in jail just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And like I said, I mean, somebody killed a person in my wife's family like 4 years ago. And we were at the trial. Never crossed my mind to dive across the galley. And he got convicted too. He got convicted. He's in prison right now. Never crossed my mind to run through the gallery, dive. No. And I wouldn't have let my wife do it either. Now, was the family hurt? Was the family sad? Was the family crying? Were they angry? Yes. Of course they were. That's normal. That's human. Of course they were hurt, man. They were sad. They were mad. They were all of that. But jumping out of your seat and trying to beat the guy up in the courtroom was not the answer. Attacking his family out in the hallway was not the answer. Because we saw his family. The guy's family was out in the hallway and everything. Nothing. No one tried to attack him. No one tried to. This is kind of how the system works, man. And I know a lot of times people will say, oh, man, that's the problem. You know, we go along with what white people do. And it's the white man system and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, it's the white man's system that's punishing the person. The person is being punished. Because if you sitting at their trial, they are being punished. They are being held accountable for what they did. Even though what they did affected you in a very adverse way. I get it. But sometimes, man, you just have to exercise some self-control. That's when self-control means the most, right? At the most crucial times, when you're the most hurt, when you're the most angry, when you're the most upset. That's when self-control means the most. What good is having a bunch of self-control when your ass is happy? When you're in a good mood? Or when you're upset? When you're mad? When you're hurt? That's adversity, man. And people often say, adversity builds character. No, it does not. Adversity reveals it. Because when you run into adversity, the real you will show up. The real you will show up in the face of adversity. And this is adversity. Somebody done murdered your family member. Somebody you loved. You'll probably never get over it. You'll never get past it. And I think there's many ways to handle it. But to be honest, I just don't think this is one of them. And the judge is incredibly calm. The judge is incredibly calm. The judge is just like, help, help, help. Please go back there, help him. Brother Wacky, what's good with it, man? Brother Wacky, man, I got to get you back up here, man. I enjoy the conversations that I have with you, my brother. I got to get you back up here before this year's out, my brother, if you're still in the chat. The judge is incredibly calm, and so is her assistant. Look at her assistant. They're not running or nothing. They just sitting there watching the Negroes run around the courtroom like fools. Notice they never got up. They never tried to run out, nothing. They just sat there and watched the Negroes act a damn fool. See how calm the judge and her assistant is? But I guess it's just this judge, right? Because other judges probably would have ran out of there. Or at the very least, been ready to put everybody ass in jail. And the judge, I believe, because I got to get out of here, y'all. I believe the judge actually walked around. I think she walked around and tried to secure the court doors. She came off the bench. She took off her robe, came off the bench. Yeah, the judge is walking around trying to secure the damn court. she's actually in there trying to calm people down. She's like, calm down, everybody, just calm down. Yeah, she's like, she didn't even try to run out of the courtroom or nothing. Usually when this kind of stuff happened, the judge jump up and run out and do all this kind of foolishness. She never left. She just like, okay, let's get some people in here. Help. Get back there, help them. Because they literally ran behind. They ran in a door because they rushed the guy. Right? Because he was getting arraigned on this murder charge. Right? Now notice. He's in a prison suit, obviously. So he was already in custody. He came out of this door here. Right? He came out of this door at the top right of y'all's screen. That's the door he came out of, right? When it went crazy and all the Negroes tried to jump on him, right? They tried to get him. Notice the melee at the top right. You see the melee at the top right? He doesn't run in that door. He runs back towards the judge. See him? See him right here? You see him right here. He's right there to the left of the judge. He doesn't even run into the door that he came out of. I'm assuming this leads to a hallway that possibly leads to the judge's chambers, right? He runs that way, and when he runs that way, people chase him into that door. See the brother chase him in there? Boom. Then another girl goes. Then a sheriff goes. This dude here, he's on the judge's bench. He's on the judge's bench. He hops down. Then another fat ass girl right here runs in there too. I mean, just stupid. And then you hear her or the other girl, when they come out, they say, this is what we supposed to do. And the crazy thing is, I think they really believe it. They believe that this is what they were supposed to do. They all run back here. Like I said, this probably leads to like the judge's office or, something. All right. Part of the administration is back there. It's something back there. That's not a public area. They run back there too, chasing him. And then there's just craziness out in the hall, out here, this part. I guess they were going to run back there too, but they thought better of it. Because this looks like the guy, this guy here, looks like the guy who was on the judge's desk. The dude in the white shirt. And for some reason I can't stop it on him. I don't know why this does this. Right? They chase him in there. A girl runs back there. This dude jumps on the desk. The sheriff's running in there. I don't even know why he was up there. What was up there? Him being up there served what purpose? What was this for? And notice, even with that, the judge is like, see how calm the judge is? The judge never gets out of her chair. Look, she barely moves her head. That judge barely moves her head when that dude jumps on top of the judge's bench. And people are running through the door, I guess, where her office is. And she never gets out of her chair. Look, she never gets up. Negroes is going crazy in there. She's like, close the door, get out the way. But she never gets up. She never gets up. Look, she's just like, help, help, help. See? Telling them to go back there. Telling the sheriff deputies to go back there. This brother here to the left, I think he was the brother who jumped on the judge's bench. If I didn't know any better, y'all, looking at this judge and the way she was in there, and her assistant who's to her right, or to our right, something tells me she's used to dealing with Negroes. Yeah, she's used to dealing with Negroes. She's seen this all before. She knew that if she just sat in her chair, she wouldn't even have to worry about these Negroes. So she wasn't going to waste her time trying to stop them or grab them or nothing. She said, if I just sit here and be a white person, they'll just run right by me. They'll jump right over me. She's used to being around Negroes. She has seen this many, many times before. She's not even going to waste her time trying to get up and stop nobody or nope. She said, I'll just sit in my chair. These Negroes will do what they're doing. The deputies will eventually come in here and lock them up and tase them and throw them on the floor. And then we'll go back and commence to doing court business. Yeah. Yeah. She's seen this before. She probably used to be a teacher in one of them all Negro schools. She's seen this a million times and saw it 100 times in her courtroom. This shit didn't even bother this white woman at all. Didn't bother her at all. She wasn't screaming. She wasn't running. Nothing. She's seen Negroes act like this before. She's seen it all before. Didn't bother her, man. Because she knows these Negroes are uncivilized. She knows they're uncivilized. She pities them. She doesn't fear them. She pities them. She doesn't fear them. Just crazy. Just another example of Negroes acting like fools and embarrassing the rest of us. You want to talk about what makes black folks look bad? This shit. This shit. This shit here. This shit here. This here. This makes black folks look bad. This shit makes black folks look bad. This shit makes black folks look bad. Bunch of goddamn uncivilized savages. And somebody will come right along and justify this crap. Freaking believable. But yeah, man, I gotta get up out of here, man. I must leave. Like I said, man, I got 2 more shows. Actually, I have one tomorrow. So I'll go ahead and hit y'all in the head with T.P.O.T's programming notes. Yeah. Yeah, it's time for programming notes, man. I know I haven't hit y'all with programming notes in a while. But tomorrow, real good show tomorrow, because a brother by the name of Dirty Folks, the Dirty Folk podcast, will be here tomorrow. And this dude is funny, man. This dude is funny. This dude is funny, man. He's pretty funny. And of course, tomorrow is one of the These Old Mama series. So it's going to be good. And tomorrow is the Old Mama series, Dirty Folks with Toddler Tales. So, of course, we're going to be talking about stuff that happened to kids. He might even tell one of his stories. I don't know. We'll see. But he will be here tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the T.P.O.T YouTube page. You Negroes know. And then Saturday, we got a show coming down the pipe. The one and only DJ Kuda will be here. And we're going to be doing a musician summit. I'm glad you're here, Brother Taylor. I hope you're still in here, man. Hopefully you can make it Saturday night, brother. DJ Kuda's going to be here, man. I think a couple other music guys are going to be here. It would be nice if my brother Nick Taylor could come as well. I think I'm going to get on that phone tomorrow, man, and kind of remind you. Yeah. So a couple good shows coming up, man. Full disclosure, those two shows will probably be the last shows that I do from this particular location. The next show I do will be at the new place. After that, after this week, get everything set up, at the new spot. But, yeah, broadcasting this week, man, from the old joint, of course. But after this week, that's it, man. Saturday's going to be the last show here. The last one here. So, yeah. So make sure you're here, man. Be the send-off. Be the send-off show Saturday. Then after that, like I told y'all, I probably won't do nothing else for like another 2 to 3 weeks, brothers. But I believe in 3 weeks, well, might be 2 weeks, I'm going to have the one and only Black Ram here, and the Kosher Clinician are going to be here, and they're going to be here on the same night. So that's going to be a hellified show. That's right, the Kosher Clinician and Black Ram 313 in the same stream at the same time. So it's going to be crazy up in here. I already spoke to him. It's already set. We just trying to settle out a date. So you definitely don't want to miss that one. And that one's probably going to be in like another 2.5 weeks, y'all. All right. Oh, yeah, Brother Taylor. Yeah. Finally. Yeah. Yeah. So, another 2-3 weeks, man, y'all. I'm gonna have a good show for y'all, but I'm gonna have some other stuff going on throughout the month of November, because I'm actually putting together some really, really good shows for y'all for the month of November. And I think the first one I'm probably gonna end up doing is the one with Black Ram and the Kosher Clinician. Yeah, that was gonna be incredible. Two brothers that I have a lot of respect for, especially my brother Black Ram. That's my little bro, man. My Chi-Town brother right there. So, yeah, so you don't want to miss that one. Even if you miss the one tomorrow and the one Saturday, don't miss that one between me, Black Ram, and the Kosher Clinician, Negroes. Because if you do, I will never forgive you. But like I said, I do have to bounce up out of here. I appreciate everybody coming through, man. As always, you could have spent your Wednesday night anywhere. You decided to spend it here with us. It is appreciated. I appreciate all the super, but most importantly, I do appreciate you, more than anything else, man. That means more to me than any amount of money you could possibly give me. It does. Your participation means way more than that, man. I don't take you good folks lightly, man. I never have, and I never will. You got my word on that. So, with that, I will leave you good folks with 3 words, you know, and I will see you Negroes tomorrow night too. But I will leave you with 3 words, you know, like I always do. Open your mind. Peaceful. What about this? What about that?
What about that? What about that? What about that? What about that? What about this? What about this? What about this? What about this?
What about that? What about that? What about this?
What about that? 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 What about this? What about this? What about this? What about this?
What about that? What about this?
What about that? What about that? What about that? What about that? What about this? What about this? What about this? What about this?
What about that? What about that? About that? What about this?
What about that? What about that? What about that? What about that? What about this? What about this? What about this?
What about this?
What about that? What about that? What about that? What about that?